All right. Here we go. Cheftorious, yes. Episode 13. How's all my beautiful people out there in the world? All my Cheftorious lovers, all my friends and family and fans. Every single one of y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know that I tell you every time, and I'm going to keep letting you know every time. I appreciate you taking every little second and minute y'all do out your busy schedules to tune in to Cheftorious. Every time I come through to bring y'all a great and wonderfully talented chef or baker or cook, entrepreneur, candy maker, chocolatier, whatever it do, foodie, blogger, vlogger, anything to do with food, y'all know I have them come through Cheftorious. I want to sit and talk with them. I want to chop it up and tell their story and have some fun times talking about their journeys. I love to do this, and I appreciate every single one of y'all that always stop through. Cheftorious Wednesday evening. Cheftorious episode 13 coming at ya. You already know it's your boy, Executive Chef Sean, here with you. How you doing, everybody out there in the world? Facebook Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know what time it is. Cheftorious. We are signing on. We're ready for a show. Tonight. Oh, first of all, I apologize last week. I didn't pop up on y'all. We didn't do any Cheftorious episodes last week. For those of y'all that don't know, I was celebrating my birthday last week. And so, I was just taking a mental break, and I was just taking a birthday break. Took the week off, enjoyed myself. Visited Springfield, Mass. Go see my son. Had to check out my boy's baby shower. Oh, my grandson. I felt that little boy. He's ready and kicking. He's ready to burst out any day now. I'm gonna see Caleb Sean Slater. I'm gonna hold my little grandson. He's the one. That's my boy. But anyways. Back to this evening. With Cheftorious back on. Tonight we have episode 13 with fitness guru Miss Tiffany. Tiffany, we're gonna have Tiffany stop through. We're gonna put Tiffany, my homegirl, my sister queen. We're gonna put Miss Tiff in the Cheftorious hot grill. We're gonna put her in the hot seat. We're gonna ask her some questions. We're gonna talk about her story. I want all y'all food lovers, all y'all fitness lovers, anybody who's trying to get yourself fit in the shape. You need any suggestions, any tips, you definitely want to watch and stay through for tonight's episode. We are adding Miss Tiffany's here in a moment. She'll be joining us momentarily. She'll be popping up on the screen. We're going to talk about her wonderful gluten-free dessert business. My girl, my sister queen, Miss Tiff, she's all about that health. She's all on that health kick. She does a wonderful job on it. She's always welcome and ready to help anybody looking to join a fit lifestyle. And she's all about that no sugar thing. She took sugar out of everything. She barely uses salt. And my homegirl, she's doing her thing, and I'm proud of her. And she's got some very, very good knowledge on this on the keto lifestyle, gluten-free lifestyle. Give us a second here. We're probably having a little Wi-Fi issue with adding Tiff on, but we got her coming. She'll be on momentarily. Hope everyone out there is feeling well, doing lovely midweek. Hey mother, I see you, mama. How you doing, B Archie? My mama, Yellow Bird. I love you, baby. I see you. Thank you for always tuning in, being my number one fan. Let's see. We're waiting on Miss Tiffany. We got Miss Tiffany joining us today. Oh man, fitness guru, health guru, a very knowledgeable young lady about how to eat right, feed your soul, feed your mind and your body and your spirit properly. We got her joining us in a momentarily. Let me get her on here and send out that invite. Also, I'd like to put a do not disturb on my phone here so that way. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on 1 second. One second, I apologize. You guys know we go through this every now and then when we get on. Yes. We'll be bringing in Miss Tiffany momentarily. We're getting this through. We're just working out the invites here. I sent her an invite. She sent me an invite. You know, we've gotten this like actually correct and right immediately, like once or twice so far through all 13 episodes. But don't worry, we're figuring this out. Oh yeah, yes, Mama, love you. Appreciate that. But yeah, we working this out. I got Tiffany added now. Hold on one second. We'll try this again. Miss Tiff, try to send me another invite. And then, yeah, come into the video and then send me a request to join on camera. Cheftorious, episode 13, y'all. Let's go. Once we get Miss Tiff in the building, I'm telling you, we got a great show for you guys. We're going to have some fun tonight. As always. As always. Check your notifications, Miss Tiff, for the invite to the video that I sent you. Okay, I'm lit up. I think I got your invite. I'm proving you now, adding you now. So I'm adding you now, so you should be popping up any moment now, Miss Tiff. And then we'll get on with Cheftorious episode 13. You already know what time it is. It says I'm adding you, Tiff. One second, you guys. We almost there. We are almost there. Cheftorious episode 13. Midweek, hump day. Everybody's getting through this hard working week. It's been a hard working week for a lot of us folks out there. If you got one of them easy jobs and you just sitting around, you don't do nothing, you walk around with a clipboard all day. No, I'm not envious of you. Your day takes forever to get through it. I love my busy, long hour days. Being busy helps you get through the day fast. That's the way I like it. I wouldn't have it no other way. All right, I'm sorry about that, Miss Tiff. On my end, it said connection failed to connect you into the video. So maybe it's something on my Wi-Fi. Let me get to go. Add Miss Tiffany. All right, I'm approving you now. I'm trying to add you again now. Sorry about that. I think it's my Wi-Fi. But maybe there we go. Hey, there we go. They can't stop us.
How are you?
I'm good, Sister Queen. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm well. I can't complain. I can't complain.
All right. So good to see you. You're looking fabulous as usual. You got the curls going on. Look at you.
I try. You know, I'm 42, so you know, I gotta try to keep it tight.
Hey, you're doing a wonderful job. You're an unblemished 42.
Thank you.
I just had mine, my 43rd just past Friday, so I'm happy about that. I'm feeling good. Listen, 40 is the new 20.
It is.
Listen, us 40-year-olds, we cracking. Us 79 and 80-year babies, we cracking right now. We running the show.
You gotta take care of yourself. Gotta take care of yourself. You gotta put yourself first. You have to.
Listen, keep on telling it, girl. Keep on telling it. Because this is why I wanted you here today. This is exactly why I wanted you here. You know, I've been watching you for a long time now on your health journey. And I really wanted to hear more of your story. And I wanted to get your story out there to so many other young ladies and other people, period, who just need to hear your story and learn about what you're doing, because we all have questions. We don't know how to get started.
Right.
But I know, my sister Queen, you're going to be here to help us get going.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. I do this on an everyday basis, and my goal, especially for women, is to let them know, you know, sometimes when we have families and we're so busy with work, we tend to put ourselves last, you know,
Right.
But we can't provide for them if we're not here. You know what I mean? Right. So we have to take care of ourselves and put ourselves first so that we can do the things that we need to do for our loved ones. It's very important.
Woo, you starting me off early, getting my neck hairs rosing and everything. You starting early, Tiff. Slow down now, sister,
No,
please. Slow down. Look, we gonna get to it now. Cause listen, this is God's message. It was God sent for you to be here today. Let's go. Let's start it
I'm
off.
humble. Thank you. Thank you.
As I always like to do with the guests on Cheftorious, you know, I know you, I love you. But let everybody else know who you are, where you from, and what you're doing, baby.
Well, my name is Tiffany. I've been in the fitness game for a long time. I've been working out since I was 14 years old. And so how I got started is because I grew up with my dad. Every morning my dad would get up and go running. So you guys didn't notice, but every morning before I went to school, starting from ninth grade on, I ran 2 miles every morning with my dad. So this is during my time in Central High and everything. 5 days a week, no, no days off during that time frame. And so I was introduced to it at an early age. Then as I got older, I realized, on my mom's side of the family, on my dad's side of the family, the women are big boned it. So I said to myself, if I'm not conscious, I said this at a real early age, at like 17, if I'm not conscious of what I put in my mouth, I have the potential to be heavyset if I allow that to happen. So at a real early age, I was always conscious of what it was that I ate. Not as wise back then as I am now regarding nutrition, but it was that introduction to fitness at such an early age that got me started.
Okay. Shout out to Pops then, you know, showing little mama, hey girl, we gotta do this thing right. We gonna watch what we intake, heavy on them proteins and whatnot.
Right.
Clearly you picked up on it well, and I gotta say, I would have never guessed that you was doing that in high school every day before school, girl. What?
Every morning.
I would Who the heck would have known you was working out like that before
Who
school?
does it? I saw him so many times. I'm out and they're like, "Oh, I saw your dad running down State Street, down Main Street," because he had the same route. He still does the same route. So my dad, to this day, I mean, he looks like he's in his 40s.
Amazing. Amazing. Yes, amazing. Thank you, Pops, for real. Setting that record straight real quick. All right, I'm gonna have some fun with you today. I've been waiting for this interview with you for a while now. I'm gonna just get right to it. Michael Jackson,
My
PYT
baby.
or Human Nature? Which one we rocking first?
Listen, let me tell you something right now. Human Nature, right? Listen, if you listen to that song, right, and I mean really listen to it and hear the control he has with his breath and the notes that he is singing, it's damn near impossible to do that song over. I believe that's why nobody has even tried. It's perfection.
You can't repeat that kind of vocal perfection, because you could tell certain points in the song where he had to hold back.
Yeah.
Because he could have went somewhere. But he held back. And that kind of balanced out the track to make it what it is, which is a clearly a vocal timeless piece.
You know what, Sean? There are some people in life that are literally handpicked to be who they are. They literally have God's favor and they're literally handpicked before they even go into the womb. This is what you are going to be. And that is what he was. He definitely purpose fulfilled. He integrated music. First Black person played on MTV. They didn't want to play us. He was such a big deal that they said, listen, you're going to play this Thriller video or we're going to shut MTV down. So he integrated all of that. And, and it's the reason why to this day, we're integrated in music, because back at that time you had rock and roll, Black people had R&B, you had the Spanish people had their music, and here comes this kid where everybody loved him. You know what I mean? So he was a big deal. He was a big deal.
Yeah, I agree, Miss Tiff. I roll with you on that one. Listen, I got tons of Mike MJ questions. We gonna go there tonight. Listen, Mr. Carlton Martin agrees with me. He said, listen, never knew you was working out like that at school before school. Never knew that.
I sure was.
we got another viewer, Miss Dolores Padilla. Hey, Miss D, thank you for stopping through. She's a big time Cheftorious fan, and she's giving us both credit for our age and our young beauty status. She said we both look wonderful and
Thank you.
amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Miss D. We appreciate that. Mama says the same thing, real talk. Okay, let's continue on, Miss
All
T.
right.
Now, I have this another question about you. You kind of already answered it, so I'm gonna piggyback to the piggyback of that question. Which was I was going to ask where did your health journey begin, but you explained that
Mm-hmm.
coming up around the age of 14 with your father doing these strenuous workouts before high school, which I can't believe you did this. And still got the good grades you did. That's crazy.
My father
But
was not playing around, okay?
when did you realize gluten-free was the way to go for you?
So what I realized was that I had people in my family that were coming down with certain sicknesses and
Okay.
illnesses, and it could not be explained. And so I don't have anybody in my family that has a sensitivity to gluten. What happened was about 11 years ago, I worked for a holistic doctor. And this holistic doctor used to have seminars on the dangers of gluten. And so that's where I learned how gluten is really an inflammatory protein in wheat that all of us are really allergic to. Even if we don't show the digestive issues that some people show, which clearly they have to stay away from it, but it definitely raises our inflammatory markers. So after you eat something with gluten, you might all of a sudden get joint pain. You don't know why. You might get a headache. You might get redness in the eyes. You might have that puffy look. Some people, they're concerned because they no longer have that chiseled look in their face anymore. They have like a puffy look. You know, you're retaining fluid. So it's definitely a protein that they use in wheat that raises our inflammatory markers, and it causes a lot of problem, a lot of inflammation in the body. And so with me knowing that, what I did was I started keeping a food diary so I can keep track of how certain foods make me feel. You know, I was breaking out at one point and I said, you know what? There's no cream. There's no skin cleanser. There's nothing outside of myself that is going to fix what's going on my skin because it's an internal problem. That's when I realized dairy. Every time I had cheese, every time I had a dairy product, my face would spit oil, oily, oily, oily. And so I started keeping track of that. I noticed with gluten, every time I ate gluten, I was irritable. Every time I had something with gluten, my mental changed. I became irritable. So these are the things the food diary kind of helped me kind of figure out what it is that, you know, Tiffany's body is not trying to have. And everybody's body is different. Some people can't eat nuts. Nuts is considered a healthy food, a healthy fat. You know, I have a client when she eats nuts, under her eyes starts swelling up underneath her eyes. So that's a food that she has to take out of her. Everybody is completely different. And that's why I recommend keeping some type of a food diary so you can, when you eat something, kind of sit back and notice what's happening to my body right now. How do I feel? And so that's when I decided I was not going to consume any gluten.
Ooh, what a testimony there, sis. And let me tell you, it's not easy to follow what your body's trying to tell you.
It's not.
You know, it's not. It can be very tricky and with the mind and the body because listen, like when you eat a piece of chocolate, you know, your mind is telling you that was so good and that was so good for us, and we love that, but you're ignoring the gas you might be getting or the heartburn that chocolate's causing you. You know, everybody has that different reaction. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that to the viewers. And can you talk more to maybe a certain technique that helped you stay stringent and stay focused on your body telling you what these certain foods were doing to you and how they were making you feel? Is there a certain way that helped you stick to that?
So what it is for me, Sean, I grew to love myself. And I'm not just saying it sounds corny. Everybody says it, love yourself. But, what does that really mean? So you only get one body, right? You get one body, your spirit, it houses the spirit. This is it. There are no do-overs. And so what I started to do was I started taking courses on the human body. How it's the finest piece of machinery. Everything that's made is based off of the human body. The mechanics to everything is based off, because we are the most complex machinery. So I started taking courses on how the body works, what's needed to keep it running. Because, Sean, what's important is not the quantity of life, but the quality. No one knows when our day is going to come. You're right. No one knows when our day is going to come. So what you want to do is live your best life and feel good while you're blessed with life, because we never know. So it's not really to add the quantity of years, but to help you live a better quality of life. To feel, everybody wants to feel good every day when they wake up. And the only way to feel good is to get your vitamins and your minerals. That's what feeds the body. That's what keeps it going.
Okay. Oh, you preaching that thing. Listen, the hairs on my neck is standing again. My waves are starting to stick up straight again. Listen, Tiff, you speak that thing, girl. Speak it. Listen, we have some Cheftorious viewers commenting on some of your commentary here. We have Miss Glory V. Diaz. She chiming in saying, yes, the self-love is so important.
It really
Good for you. Well said. Living the best life. Oh, we have our brother, King, salute, Mr. Norman Gadsden, saying, look at my peoples. He's sending hearts to us. All right. Thank you, Mr. Norman Gadsden.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry to cut your interview, but every time Mr. Gadsden stops through, I feel extra blessed when Mr. Norman comes through. He be so busy, and he's got a great entertainment thing that he's managing as well. And listen, his podcast is off the chain. I watch it every Monday. Mr. Norman, you know I love you and I support you 100%. I watch it every Monday, baby. Keep it up. Keep doing that thing.
Listen, we come from a great class. You know what I mean? The class of 97, nothing like that class. You know what I mean? No. Everybody's just doing it. Yeah, everybody seems like they're just doing great.
Everybody doing their thing. I'm so proud of us. For me, I feel like we the true Golden Eagles. We the true Golden Eagles. Because Class 97 is doing some real things. All of us.
Yes, it's all over my news feed. I can't believe it.
Miss Sassy running the makeup world and doing her thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Baby Sassy.
Exactly.
Listen, Mr. Sean Adams, he just checked in. Big homie Sean Adams, stay doing his thing. We got Mr. Carlton Martin checking in. He doing his thing. Ann Martin doing the real estate thing over there. Everybody doing their thing.
Everybody is doing their thing. It's fantastic to see. It is so good to see.
Round of applause to us. Class of 97. Woo! Wee! Woo! Let that Holy Ghost speak. Hey, let's get back to MJ, baby. Let's get back to MJ.
Absolutely.
Listen, which MJ are you letting host your party? MJ with the glove or MJ in the beat it jacket?
I would probably say MJ with the beat it jacket, because I know the truth behind the glove.
Okay.
MJ with the jacket, because I'm gonna need to borrow that after the party.
For the after party, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that red jacket, though. We're gonna need that jacket. But hold on, now that I ain't gonna lie to you, Miss Tiff. You know something I've been looking for online for years and I can't find it. I want the T-shirt he was wearing under that jacket with the little blue and the wave of red and white. Look up the video, the Beat It video. That T-shirt he wearing.
I know what you're talking about. I believe Usher has that.
Usher has that T-shirt.
Usher
Listen,
has that.
I've been looking for that T-shirt for. I can't afford the exact carbon copy, but
Right.
I'm looking for the poor man's carbon copy.
Well,
Can't find it.
you can't find it because when they auctioned that stuff off, guess who brought all of it? I saw it on the interview on Jay Letterman. Guess who brought all of it? Lady Gaga.
Get out of here! She was nowhere on my mind.
She brought a house and she brought all of it, and that's where she keeps it. And she says she doesn't touch anything; she preserves it. Because he was asking her, he said, "Well, what do you do with this stuff?" And she says, She says, "I keep it in a house. I brought a house. It's where all his stuff is housed, and I respect it. I don't touch it."
Good for her. Okay, yeah. I'm a fan of hers now. Don't go selling that stuff. Don't donate it to. Just keep it stored away and passed away. And hopefully for somebody in his family to come collect one day.
But let me tell you the spiritual aspect behind it. She goes in there sometimes into the house to get some of that energy. To get that energy that's on.
Listen, I bet a few of her recent hits came from walking into that house.
Yeah, just feeling that energy. Energy never dies.
Energy never dies. That's what we ain't going nowhere.
Right.
We just moving on to the next vessel. That's all.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Okay, so I would like to talk to you about. You're a very knowledgeable woman. You're a woman of respect. You walk with honor.
Thank you.
You demand your respect. And listen, anybody, y'all, they better respect you as long as I'm around. I mean, they better respect you. Now, I'd like to get with you for some of our fellas watching and some of our ladies watching. Let's give them a little play-by-play of some dating do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and run across a few little scenarios. Just tell me if this is a do or a don't.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
If it's allowed in the dating world.
All right, go ahead, shoot.
First date. This is the first date. First thing that happens on the first date, the man brings the flowers. Is that do or don't?
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool if a man brings flowers. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Y'all hear that, fellas? Pay attention. Pull out your pen and paper. Take your notes now. Now we in the restaurant. You go to sit down, fella. Pull out your chair. That's cool.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
We definitely do that. We supposed to do that.
That's not, because you know what, Sean? To this day, my dad has, by me growing up with a man, I know my worth because I know how it's supposed to be done. Because I was raised by a man. My dad, under Jesus Christ, my dad is it for me. I believe that's how good of a person, a decent man that he is. So because I was raised by him, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. I know how it should be done. You know what I mean? So until this day, my dad opens the door for me. If I'm going somewhere with him, he opens the car door for me. You know what I mean? So me growing up, you as a man, you gonna have to come with it, because I was raised by a good dude.
Listen, you better tell him, sister, we ain't afraid to leave this date as soon as you don't pull out that chair. I'm out of here. You listen, you tell the Lyft driver, don't wait. You stay right here. You wait 5 minutes.
I would play it cool. If the guy did not do that, I would play it cool. You know what I mean? And I would just, I would play it cool. But then after that, because I'm real observant. I'm really observant. So I would play it cool. You won't get an attitude or anything like that from me. But I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just gonna watch.
Okay, I got you. I respect that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, okay, what about this now? Waitress comes, she wants to take the drink orders. First drink of the night, and should the man be ordering you a mixed drink, or should we be ordering water with a lemon?
Now, for me, I don't drink. I don't drink. I won't say I used to. I used to dabble a little bit, but I never really liked the taste of alcohol, so I never really was a drinker. I think it's genetic. My dad doesn't like alcohol, so I'm like, maybe it's because my dad don't drink, but I never really liked the taste of it. Then in my learning and experiences and clients that I've seen, it really, really wreaks havoc on your liver. Your liver is responsible for detoxifying the body. And if you can think of strangulation, that's kind of what alcohol does to the liver. So I kind of stay away from it. I don't judge anybody that does. But personally, for me, the water and the lemon, I'm cool.
Okay,
I'm
I
cool.
got you, and I respect that. I like that. I respect that. Now, as far as we're on, like I said, scenario, all these scenarios are the same thing. First date, first date. Um, is it okay for the gentleman to go ahead and start asking questions about the kid?
About my kid?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Because you are not even going to meet my kid. So one of the hard things for me when I separated from my son's father, because we all went to high school together. So
Right.
me and his dad were together for a long time. And then after 11 years of marriage, we divorced. And so I did not want my son to see me even standing next to any man that was not his father. That's how I just call me old fashioned. That's just the way that I was. So later on, when I did start dating after my divorce, believe it or not, it was 10 months before the guy even met my son. And it was my grandmother that said, "Okay, Tiff, you kind of need to, you need to loosen up."
You stand a little too strong there, Tiff.
That's how serious I was, about, because guess what? If it's not something that's going to be serious and you're not going to be sticking around, my son don't need to see you.
Exactly.
My son don't even need to know that you're alive. If it's not going to be something that's going to be of a serious nature, there's no need for that. I was a little bit picky when it came to stuff like that.
I ain't mad at you. Okay, what about asking questions about your job on the first date? That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Trying to find out what I do. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Asking questions about your worst fears.
That's cool. That's my worst fears.
That's
cool.
too much of that. That's okay though. That's okay.
It would depend on how, what is he using this knowledge for? Because you know what? You got to be careful, because in today's world, people either truly care or they want to interview you so they can use it against you later on. You got some people out there that like to examine you just so they can kind of flip it and turn it on you later on. And then you got some people that really care. So you got to be real careful and real observant.
Okay, so again, first date, and he's like, "Hey, I heard your brother's a serial killer, so I got a question. Did your brother do it or not? Are you gonna talk about your brother with him?"
First date? No.
First date?
Absolutely
not.
No.
Okay. We're not talking about serial killer brother. Now, what about if he's like, "Oh, I read in the paper your uncle's a bank robber. Your uncle out there robbing banks." You gonna talk about your uncle?
Probably.
Because that's his uncle. We can talk about uncle.
If my uncle out here robbing banks and he got caught, I would say, "Listen, I don't know what that fool is doing."
What?
I don't know. He was raised better than that. I have no idea.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, thank you for that, fellas. I hope y'all are paying attention. Those were the do's and don'ts on the first date with a real woman. You heard it from a real woman, the do's and the don'ts. But you definitely better pull out the chair. You better have flowers when you show up. Okay. Okay. Listen.
You don't have flowers, Sean. You don't have to.
No, I'm going by what my mama, listen. Oh, Tiff, let me tell you. First of all, I'm going to say it now. My mama done went ahead, and I'm surprised you ain't see it. When we start talking about these first dates, do's and don'ts, my mama had the nerve to put on there, "That's right, Tiff, you tell him. And plus, my son, the chef, is available too." Mom, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to stop that stuff. You're going to stop. Me and Tiff have been friends before Gerbers and before diapers. Okay? Stop it right now. That's my baby. I love
Third
her.
grade.
You know, and
Valley up.
the only thing we doing for each other is making sure our necks are proper. That's all we can do together. No, I had to tell you that. I just mama messing around, but we getting a lot of love on here.
That's
Everyone's agreeing with everyone's agreeing with your answers. Everyone's sending you lots of love. Y'all keep
thank
hitting the
you.
like button. Keep hitting the heart button for my sister Queen Tiff. We're gonna
Thank
keep
you.
talking about some gluten-free stuff. We're gonna talk about some workout habits and some routines and some tips. Stay tuned. Let's get to it. Now what I would like to know is share with our viewers your current daily routine when you come home from work and it's time you're checking on your son and all that. Tell us what you're doing when you come home.
So right now I work from home. So
Okay.
I'm blessed at the moment, you know, with this COVID thing, I'm working from home. So my routine is I get up early. I do my workout in the morning time. In the morning time, I get my workout out of the way before I even start my day while I'm in a fasted state. While my food is digested, there's no food in my body because it's kind of a euphoric feeling and you have so much energy. You know, you're able to last long, your stamina is better, your endurance is better. So I get my workout done during that time. After I get off work, which is around 3:30, my son is in a lot of activities. So depending on the day, we're running the drum, violin. He has karate. He has swimming. He's in a lot of different activities. I'm running to the grocery store. I eat a lot of fresh foods, so I don't buy my groceries on a monthly basis. I know some people when they go shopping, they buy for like the month. I maybe buy for like 3 days. Every 3 days, I'm kind of like going to the grocery store or weekly because a lot of my stuff, you know, is fresh food. So I'm running to the grocery store. While my son's in music lesson, I might stop at the Y and you know, get some things done at the Y. Might shoot some hoops. I can't play basketball, but you know, I just to keep my body moving, just to keep moving, waiting for my son to get out from his music lesson. So that's pretty much after I get off work. On the weekends, I get together with my sister. We go out, we eat, you know, try to catch up on, you know, each other's lives, things like that. I don't really have much of a social life with the bakery and baking for different people. I was blessed with getting some clients at a nursing home, so I'm really busy. I bake for diabetic patients at the Jewish nursing home. So I really don't have much of a social life.
Okay, now I'm glad. Okay, I'm not glad you don't have much of a social life because if anybody knows how that feels, it's me. But I'm glad you brought it up because I just got to throw a little bit of pie in your face. From years ago, when I first started to try to do these catering things and I was doing 318 cakes and bakes and all of that, and then I used to get my feelings because I couldn't find me a little steady girlfriend. I couldn't keep friends and get no life. I had no social life. And I started whining and crying on Facebook. Who was always like the first in line? Get it together, big bro. It's going to be okay, big bro. Don't you worry, big
That's
bro. You
right.
going to make some time, big bro. Now you feel me, huh?
Listen, Sean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be really honest with you, right? The way that I feel I would never want to be in my 20s again because the way that I feel now at 42, I feel there is nothing outside of myself that I need, right? There's nothing, there's some things outside of myself that I might want that's a different, but everything I need is within. Right? Is within me. And so I've learned to go with the flow of life. There's a season of when you have, there's a season when you don't have, you know. So you go through seasons of life. And I find that when you go against the flow, that's when, you know, you go through struggles, you know. So I've learned what comes, I welcome it. When it goes, I let it go freely. And that's how I keep a balance. That's how I keep a balance. I don't stress. I'm not going to stress over it at all, not one bit.
Okay. And thank you for saying that too. Don't stress it. Don't stress it. And listen, I know I made light of that, but no, you're absolutely correct. It while you want it, we do want it. It's good to want it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to recognize that we don't have it at this particular moment for a reason. You know, it's not. It shouldn't be allowed right now. You're growing a business right now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Your son requires so much daily
Hmm.
attention from you right now. Where do you have time for that social life
Right.
necessarily? You know what I mean? So
Right.
hey, I get it. I understand. We have another Cheftorious fan and watching chiming in, letting us know that this is so awesome. Being recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes myself, I'm doing more to buy fresh products and changing my lifestyle. That comes from Mr. Smith Paul. Um, Listen, for folks like Mr. Paul who are finding out they have type 2 diabetes, even for myself, sometimes I find myself stalking your page, looking for some tips and
Hmm.
looking for other nutritional facts that I might not know or I'm too lazy to look up for myself at the time.
Right.
Um, give us give us some of your most delectable and most desired gluten-free, sugar-free products that you're selling through your awesomely born and birthed gluten-free dessert company, which
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna say you introduced them to that.
Okay, so absolutely. So I have been baking gluten-free, sugar-free. I'm wary when I say sugar-free because then people automatically think that I use some type of artificial sweetener, and I don't. I use monk fruit, which is a southern. It comes from southern China. It's all natural. They extract the fruit, the juice from the monk fruit. It has no effect on your blood sugar, which is really important. So that's what I use to sweeten my desserts. Gluten-free, there's no gluten. I have also dairy-free options for people that don't want to consume dairy. And how it started out was, this is the way that I've eaten basically all my life. And so I started getting people asking me, even after I had my son. And it was actually my doctor that asked me for advice. When I went back for my follow-up appointment after I had my son, I had lost 22 pounds. And she was amazed by that. She was amazed by that. And so she asked me, what is it do you do? And then my blood work, and her saying that my blood work was impeccable. So it was my doctor that asked me. And she asked me, what do I do when I crave something sweet? So I said, I bake my own stuff. It's gluten-free, it's sugar-free. And so as people started asking me to make things, I said, you know what? I need to expand this to everybody, that has a gluten-free allergy, that has diabetes and can't consume your regular traditional sweets, but still crave something sweet, something that's
Right.
organic, with ingredients. Everything I use in my bakery are ingredients that come from earth, that come from God. There is nothing that I put that comes from a package, or that comes from a box, that comes from a factory. It's non-GMO, so it's good, wholesome ingredients. The chocolate is real dark chocolate. I don't use milk chocolate unless it's asked of me. So everything that I use comes from the earth. The Lord supplies it.
And that's why, like, I will look. I don't mind word of mouth networking. Anytime I have to verbally talk with someone about a food, or just to spread the word of any business that I know of. That's why I tend to lean toward yours more, because the healthy option, not only is that's what a lot of more people are desiring these days. Also, I want to be the one pointing out good direction. Now I do what I do, and I tell people all the time, like, look, I'll make you something. I can make it without the butter. I can make it with
Right.
less fat. I can make it with less sugar. You're not gonna get too much gluten free out of me. You ain't gonna get no keto meals out of me. I'll make you a
Mhm.
salad.
Right. Right.
I'll make you a salad. But you know what? Listen, I got a sister in Massachusetts that'll put you on all the keto free game you need to have, and all the knowledge you need to know. Her name's Tiffany. Boom, there's the link to her Facebook. And I love to share your page, and I never speak for you. All I say is, and I hope that if you do get strangers that are asking questions, I hope they're telling you they
I
came
do.
from me.
Yep.
So, because I tell them all the time, I said, make sure you tell her brother Chef Sean sent you, so she know you came from good people.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
because what you do, look, no one has to Google it. You don't have to go look it up. You don't have to go look up no facts. Literally, if they watch you and what you're doing and read your posts, look at your pictures and follow your blueprint, they can come out looking like you.
Yeah.
Brick house.
I try to tell, I'm so passionate about it, Sean, because I try to tell people, I hear so many stories, especially people that come to me and clients that come to me. It's the same story. They go to the doctor, they've been told, they don't quite have diabetes, but they have high sugar, and what happens with traditional medicine is that that's all that they tell you. And then they send you out of the doctor's office and they tell you, watch your diet. You need to watch your diet. They don't tell you how to do it. So you're going through the motions, Then by the time 6 months later, you go back to the doctors, bam, you have diabetes. So now they get to write you a nice prescription. Here you go. And guess what? They give you this prescription, and then they don't tell you that some of the side effects from the prescription depletes you of minerals that will help you with your illness. For example, high blood pressure. Right? So potassium regulates high blood pressure, right? So if you have high blood pressure, you need to consume more potassium from your fruits and your vegetables, and so you can balance your blood pressure. So what they do is they don't tell you that. Mostly all people that have high blood pressure are depleted in potassium. When you raise the potassium, you regulate the blood pressure. So what they do is they give you a prescription for blood pressure medicine. But guess what the blood pressure medicine does? It depletes you of potassium, the very mineral that you need to regulate your blood pressure. So it keeps you in this cycle of always depending on medication. And that's what you want to come off of. You don't want to be dependent on these medications that's depleting your body of the very minerals that you need to kind of reverse what it is that you have. It's a crazy game that's played. It really is.
That sounded so ugly, but thank you for clarifying that. And listen, everybody's listening and paying attention. I know that's helpful. That's helpful knowledge right there. As you watch Cheftorious, we take viewer questions. So Mama B does a lot of talking to all the guests, and she's first one with questions. And if I don't read a question, I'm gonna hear about it later. I don't know I am. Oh, okay. Mama B says, I have type 2 diabetes, trying hard to lose weight. I've lost almost 30 pounds, but I need to at least, I need to at least lose another 30. What would you suggest? I'm 62 years old, and I need some real help and real information. Thanks in advance, Tiffany.
Absolutely. So of course I would really need to know a little bit more, about her health before I could really give her any really substantiated advice. But just in general, because she has diabetes, what she needs to do is I know she's been told you don't need to eat sugar at all. You need to completely eliminate it from your diet. How do you do that? How do you eliminate sugar? It's in everything. It's going to take some work. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to read labels, make sure there's no hidden sugars in it. Stay away from white starch, white rice. Rice has arsenic in it. Okay, yeah. It has arsenic in it, so you shouldn't be consuming that much of it anyway, because what it is that when most people think of sugar, they think of just candy and desserts and things like that. But a lot of the times, carbohydrates, I'm talking about your breads, your cereals, your cookies, and your crackers, when you eat that stuff, right? When it gets into your body, it turns into sugar, right? Now your pancreas is releasing all this insulin to try to eliminate the sugar. It doesn't get used up, and if you're inactive, now all that turns into stored body fat.
Yeah.
So if you eliminate, right? So your body uses two types of energy to function, right? So you have the carbohydrates and then the fat. The first thing the body uses is the carbohydrate. So if you're eating a high carbohydrate diet, your body is using that to keep it going, right? If you have something like diabetes, you want to bypass that carbohydrate, right? So now you want to eliminate that because now you want the body to attack the stored fat. We want to use fat for energy, right? We want the brain to use the fat ketosis. The brain prefers ketones to operate, right? So when you have the diabetes, eventually that leads to other sicknesses if you don't get a handle on it now. For example, my grandmother right now, she's in her 80s. She's starting to forget. She's starting to forget a lot. And it's getting worse. What happens with dementia and Alzheimer's is that your brain can no longer use sugar to function, right? It can no longer use the sugar. So the more sugar you consume, your brain is not able to use that, which is why you're slowly starting to diminish as far as memory and things like that. If you switch your gears to burning ketones and burning fat, which puts your body in ketosis, your brain can use that. So you have to bypass the sugar and get your brain operating on ketones so that you can so your brain can start working back at its regular rate. So when you're using the sugar, when you're eating the sugar, your brain can't use that sugar. But if you switch it to ketones, your brain prefers that. And you can almost kind of reverse some of these conditions that's going on, but the doctor is not going to tell you that. They're going to give you medications. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know that, it sounds corny when people say, let food be your medicine. It really is true. But you can't let...
Absolutely true. And unfortunately, it took me until around this age to start realizing, like, damn, like, this is a thing. Like, this is for real.
Yeah.
It got to take it seriously to save your life. And, man, that information is wonderful. And I'm glad you just answered that so eloquently. Whoa! Mr. Paul Smith is saying, so potassium is okay, and he's on metformin, but I'm sorry, I'm just now, like, to the point. Oh, okay. Paul, I don't know if she can answer this one, but he's saying he's on metformin right now, but he would like to get to the point where he doesn't need the metformin or like a high supplement of potassium.
Mm-hmm.
How can he get to that point where he doesn't need either to get him through?
Now, see,
and remember, he just found out he has type 2 diabetes.
Okay, so that question I really can't answer during this segment, only because I would have to see his blood work. It would have to get personal. And I would have to see his numbers. And keep in mind, I'm a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor, so I just want to put that out there. I don't want any lawsuits or anything like that. So I am a nutritionist.
Better not. We family on Cheftorious. We all family. We just talking here. It's not that serious.
Right. So it would be on a personal level where I would have to, a lot of the clients that I have, I go with them sometimes to the doctor. I have their medical history. So that way I know exactly what's going on. It depends on so much, your kidneys, how are your kidneys working. So that question, I'm not at liberty. I can't answer that question. And, if you were to come to me on a personal level, I would be able to answer that, but it gets a little, tricky answering those types of questions doing segments like these, only because I don't know his medical history.
Right. Now, so what I definitely want to do is, at the end of the show, once we get off camera, I would definitely love for you to put in all your contact information,
Absolutely.
your Facebook page for your gluten-free treats, your Instagram, any other social media you got, and any way people can connect to you, follow you, message you when they have their own questions at times. I definitely want you to put that in the comments.
Absolutely.
Okay, Paul, you see that? She's gonna help you, but you gotta do the dance. You follow her, ask some questions, and trust me, and I know you trust me. When you watch her and see what she cooks, follow her cooking methods and the recipe that she gives. I'm telling you,
I
bro.
do want to answer. So he also asked about fruits. So keep in mind, if you can afford it, organic is best. What they do to a lot of fruits that are not organic is they're starting to pump these fruits up with sugar. So you mentioned Honeycrisp apples. If I was you, if you have diabetes, I would stick to the berries. Berries are very low in sugar, have very few carbohydrates, and by berries that means raspberries, blueberries, strawberries. I would stick to the berries and stay away from the Honeycrisp apples and the fruits that are higher on the glycemic index, which means that when you consume them, you're spiking blood sugar. You want to stay away from that. You want to eat things that have a trickling effect on your blood sugar. They slowly trickle in, and you don't have these blood sugar spikes. So stick to the berries.
Now, also, Miss Steph, you being a nutritionist, you tell me if I'm right or wrong here, but most of the berries in the berry family, those are superfoods as well. You want those.
Absolutely. You want the antioxidants. You want not only the vitamins, you want the minerals. Keep in mind, people, it's not just vitamins, that we need. We're very complex. There's a lot of minerals that we need as well. So you definitely want to, and you have the antioxidants, which are, anti-cancerous, and you definitely want to consume lots of berries, and that's the strawberries, the blueberries, and the raspberries. And they're low in sugar. So when you're eating them, you don't have to worry about, am I consuming too much sugar?
Right. Okay.
But let me say this. I don't want people to get, Sean, I want to say this too. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I am not the type of nutritionist that think fruit is bad. But what I do believe that I believe fruit is nature's candy, right? It's nature's candy, which is meant to be consumed in moderation, just like candy in general, right? It's not something that you want to overindulge in. And I want to say that when you consume fruit, but you're not consuming the candy, the cookies, the crackers, fruit is very beneficial. But when you consume fruit, and then also in your diet, you're adding in the man-made sugars, that's when you're running into a problem. Because keep in mind, fruit has fiber, right?
Yeah.
That helps it go into your blood system at a slow rate. But if you're consuming the fruit and you're consuming man-made sugar, the candy, the Snickers, the cookies, and the crackers, that's when you're going to run into trouble. So what I say is if you're going to eat fruit, let that be for your sweet tooth. Don't eat the candy and the cookies. If you want something sweet, grab a piece of fruit.
Grab a piece of fruit.
Omit the other stuff.
Listen, you heard it from my educated sister. Grab the fruit, leave that manufactured other crap alone.
Please leave it alone.
Listen, she ain't trying to beat you upside the head. She's just trying to help you.
Please.
We know how good the Snickers bar tastes, but it ain't no good for you. It's no good for you. Okay? Shoot. All right. Which MJ do we love more? Thriller MJ, Moonwalker MJ.
Wow. Man.
I told you we going somewhere with MJ tonight.
This is hard. I love all of them. Thriller or Moonwalk?
Thriller or Moonwalker?
Man. I would probably say
Cause you got to stop it. You got to be stopped. Ooh.
I would probably have to say Thriller.
Absolutely. You can't say anything else. Listen, Moonwalker Mike is fantastic. He really is. Moonwalker Mike's fantastic. But Thriller Mike just hit so different.
Listen, I remember when I first saw Thriller, I was growing up. I was living with my mom at this time. I'm originally from New York, so I was living with my mom, and my uncle brought over this VHS tape. Right, I was in love with Lionel Richie. I wasn't even really aware of Michael Jackson because keep in mind this is like in the '80s, so I'm small. You know, I'm 3 and 4. So so it's years later now, maybe I'm like around 8 years old, and my uncle comes over with this VHS tape, right? And he puts it in, and on the screen is Thriller. And my sister and I must have rewind that tape we broke the tape that night.
Broke it, says the rap.
That began my love affair with. I've never seen anything like. I was just in awe of, you know, at 8 years old and seeing this, and that began my love affair with Michael Jackson. So I would have to go with Thriller.
Gotta be. That's a cute story right there too. Y'all killed the tape day one, night one. The tape done. That's a real Michael Jackson fan story right there.
Ridiculous.
All right, listen, I'm sure so much of this information and so many of these answers that you gave us tonight has helped out, you know, so many people, you know, trying to do their thing with watching what they eat and trying to be healthy and whatnot. What about the physical side of it, the workout side? Because you are like warrior princess out here, girl. Like you ain't playing. You is trying to save Africa from drowning. And the aliens are attacking the Egypt land, and you protecting everything for real. You're just your physique is crazy.
Thank you.
One thing that I see a lot of my female viewers post about is leg exercises. Can you give the women out there what's a good leg exercise that works for you? Because your calves are like, Wah!
All right,
give them a good leg workout to do.
A good leg workout. I would probably have to say jump squats. I would probably have to say your glute bridge, having extending one leg, kind of lifting up with just that one leg, add a weight to that. Isolation exercises are really, really good. A lot of people, you know, think that they have to do all this high intensity, really, really hard, difficult stuff. You know, these things too, you can kind of go on YouTube and you can get a lot of this stuff for free. You don't really necessarily have to even pay for it. So the glute bridge, the jump squats, the lunges, but when you do a lunge, you have to make sure, it's very important that that front leg, you are lifting with your heel. That is the glute action, right? So anytime, if you're trying, ladies, if you're trying to raise that butt or you're trying to get a good leg workout on in the back, you're pushing with your heel. So when you're squatting, when you're doing your squats, when you come up, all the force should be on your heels. That does this action back here. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing your glute bridges. You know, you're lifting up with your heel. And that's how you kind of lift that bum up a bit too.
That's where the fire and desire and power coming in right there. All right. I can dig it. Now, what about tips for keeping oneself motivated to even do those leg exercises? Tell us, how do you keep yourself motivated?
You know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle every single day. But what you have to realize is that, you know, you have to set in your mind, right, discipline, right? If you don't have discipline, to me, to not have discipline is the same thing as death, right? To not have to not govern yourself, right? Have some boundaries for yourself, right? there's a line that you should not cross, right? So you want to always keep in mind that what you're doing is better in the long run. You're not going to see results. A lot of us want instant gratification. This is where people lose their motivation, because a lot of us want instant gratification. If we're not seeing the results right then and there, you know, it's an impulse thing, then we're not motivated to continue with that. But you have to keep in mind that fitness is a lifestyle. There's never a destination. You don't get to, I've been working out since I was 14, guys, and I'm not at a point where I'm like, well, yeah, I'm there. I don't have to do anything else. You know, there is no destination. It's a constant, you know, evolving to do it. And you have to be, this is so important. You have to be self-motivated. We can borrow energy from other people. We can read a self-help book. We can see somebody that really motivates us, and we're like, we're amped up and we're charged up. But after a while, that light goes out. That's some, you're working on somebody else's light. Be your own light. Be your own light. And then that way, if you see it that way, you'll get up and you do the things that you have to do to take care of yourself. You know, it's very important. And once you start seeing the results, it becomes addictive. You know, once you start seeing, you know, how you look in your clothes, you're like, okay. And then that keeps you going. And trust me, you'll get to a point where if you skip a day, you're beating yourself up, because you get to a point, because now it's a habit. Now it's a habit. And then if you don't do it, you don't even feel right. You know?
I'm mad at myself. I skipped a couple days.
Sean, you know. You listen. You know better. Listen, our body has to be in motion. It's not, listen, that's what, listen, we have so many muscles in the body. We are not meant to, especially if you have a job where you're sitting, you know what I mean? People that, listen, Betty White said something, I was watching her documentary, and what I noticed, a common theme with Betty White was that she never rested. She was constantly on the go.
Always working.
And listen, people, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. You know what I mean?
You know, it's weird that you mentioned her too, but I don't tend to look, when I'm looking at things, to be motivated at certain quote unquote celebrities, if you will.
Right.
I find myself looking at a lot of older women. From doing some research on Betty White, Diane Carroll, Cicely Tyson, Elizabeth Taylor. Like, they talk, look, maybe the only man that could compete with them as far as working hard was James Brown.
Yeah.
But them ladies was working.
Right.
And I mean something awful. They was working. And they're varying some of their stories, and when they talk about certain days where they pressed extra hard to get their job done.
Right.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
From some other stuff I read from people who I idolize now, from Sean Carter to Sean Combs,
Mm-hmm.
and I read up on their stuff, and I'm like, y'all ain't working half as damn hard as Liz Taylor or Diane Carroll did, or Cicely Tyson did.
Right.
Y'all ain't working half as hard. So, wow, yeah, big up to Tina Turner.
Thank you, Mom. Right, absolutely. I watched her documentary, a complete workaholic. You know what I mean? And I find that keeps you alive. That keeps you going.
If you don't have nothing to aim for, you ain't got nothing to live for real though.
Right.
I wanted to touch base also with, I kind of want to know what do you do for your skincare? You know, everyone says black don't crack, the black don't crack. But look, if they go check out my sister Tiffany, she already told y'all she's 42 about this thing. Look, y'all, look at her. She don't look a day over 24.
Thank you.
Okay. Look, I made the video. I see your pictures all the time. I know what your arms look like. I know what that washboard stomach look like. How do you do it? Please tell these ladies, what are you doing to keep, for not even the body that you got, you already talked about some of your workouts, and the foods to digest to keep your body right. Just the face, the skin that you have, The pictures that you post where you don't have no makeup on or anything, can't tell. You can't tell.
Listen, you would be surprised, and people that know me, you know, like Sassy and or Noka and all the friends that we used to hang, you know, and Carlton, I have been using Noxzema since I was in high school. And so I say that to say,
Shut up. Shut it up.
listen, I say that to say this. There is nothing, and I know it sounds so, I know people do not want to hear this because I've been there where you're like, oh, I don't want to hear that it's what you put in. I don't want to hear that. People, like I said, people want an instant gratification. They want a quick fix. Give me a cream to fix it. And I'm trying to tell you, if I can just drill it into people, when people ask me, what do you use on your skin? What are you using? It is not what I use on my skin. It is what I consume. It is what I consume. Guess what? Some days that I don't wear makeup, I just splash water on my face.
See, for real.
I do not wear sunscreen. I don't, you know, I don't have any exfoliation techniques and rituals where, you know, I'm not doing any of that. I swear to you, I am only using Noxzema skin cream. That is it.
No,
That's
I mean,
completely it.
I laugh. I'm laughing, but I know better. I know to believe you because you are a very consistent person. There ain't never no lies coming out of Miss Tiffany. When she tell you something, trust me, that's what she doing. Very consistent woman.
I tried to deviate. You know, I caught myself one time going to Nordstrom's, you know, buying this really expensive skin kit. And I'm like, and I returned to Noxzema 5 days later. I went back to Nordstrom and said, give me my $130 I spent on this crap.
Don't stop playing. Where's my $9 bottle of Noxzema? Let's just wrap. Get it over with.
Listen, $4. It's
$4. Oh, okay. Okay, that's even better right there. Listen, Tiff, thank you. It was wonderful having you on tonight.
Thank you.
I had a wonderful time talking with you, having some laughter and
I
catching
appreciate
up.
it.
And, you know, finding out some good facts about you that I never knew as kids growing up together. Like I said, once again, I will repeat, me and Tiff been since I don't even know.
It's third grade is where I met you. And your little corduroy pants.
Oh, you better stop it.
This little brown corduroy pants. You are so cute.
You better stop it. You better stop. I love you, sis. I love you so much.
I love you back.
Listen, make sure when we done, you go put in your stuff at the in the comment section so everybody can go check you out, man.
Absolutely.
Listen, y'all hit the like button, heart button, share Miss Tiffany's video, please. Y'all hit her up for any information, any knowledge that you need. She's a nutritionist. She's a health guru. She works out. She got that fitness thing on lock. She's got this keto gluten-free food thing on lock. She got questions. She's got the answers. Miss Tiff, thank you for visiting us on Cheftorious.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
All right, and hey, we're gonna revisit this again because we gotta have an update. And and also we gotta revisit this because I'm gonna use some of your techniques on myself to get my Will Smith on.
Listen, you know I'm here. You know I'm here for you.
I love you, baby.
Love you back. Love you back.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in to Cheftorious episode 13 with Miss Tiffany, my sister queen. All right, y'all like, share the video. We love you, Cheftorious. Out.